here are today's stories. President Duterte issues a long-awaited apology to China over the 2010 Manila hostage crisis. The Presidential Electoral Tribunal threatens the Marcos and Robredo camps with contempt charges for violating the recount gag order. The LTFRB orders Grab to explain its allegedly hidden 2 pesos per minute transport charge. And Presidential Assistant Christopher Bongo calls on OFWs to support the administration's programs. Good day, I'm Pia Rosas Morato. Welcome to the PNA Newsroom. President Rodrigo Duterte formally apologized to the Chinese people and the government of China for the Manila hostage crisis in August 2010. Duterte expressed his long-awaited apology over the incident that resulted in the death of 8 Hong Kong tourists. The president made the apology while addressing over 2,000 Filipinos in Hong Kong and before returning to the Philippines from his successful 3-day trip to China. Duterte explained that it was rightful to make the apology as the hostage crisis happened in Philippine soil. He noted that there has been no official apology coming from the Philippines regarding that incident. Duterte guaranteed the Chinese people that as much as humanly possible, that the incident will never happen again. The hostage-taking incident happened just 2 months after former President Noynoy Aquino assumed his post in 2010. Aquino, however, refused to issue an apology, prompting Hong Kong to impose sanctions in the Philippines, including the suspension of visa-free visiting arrangements for the Filipino diplomats and officials. The Presidential Electoral Tribunal issued a show-cause order against former Senator Bongbong Marcos and Vice President Leni Robredo for violating the gag order during the vote recount. Both parties were given 10 days to explain why they should not be cited in contempt. In resolutions dated February 13 and March 20, the tribunal ordered the parties to strictly observe the rule pending the proceedings of the case. It will be recalled that both parties are holding their separate press conferences and discussing the issues at hand. The tribunal also denied Robredo's plea to direct the head revisors to apply the correct threshold percentage in the revision, recount, and reappreciation of the ballots. The PET said it could not yet determine when the recount would be finished. The recount is based on Marcos' protest claiming that the Robredo camp cheated in the automated polls in May 2016. The Bureau of Internal Revenue reminds the public to file their income tax returns by April 16, Monday. BIR officials will monitor its revenue regions on the day of the deadline from 5 in the morning until the end of office hours at 5 p.m. BIR Commissioner Cesar Dulay appealed to taxpayers not to wait for the deadline and instead file and pay their taxes as early as possible. Taxpayers are encouraged to avail of the e-filing center of the BIR National Office and Training Center. The e-filing center helps taxpayers file their income tax returns faster and more conveniently using the electronic payment system and electronic BIR forms. Other BIR services may also be availed through workstations that will be set up by the agency. Alleged drug lord Peter Lim was a no-show in Thursday's preliminary investigation conducted by the new panel of prosecutors of the Department of Justice. Lim was represented by his lawyer, Magalyn Loja. Present during the proceedings were co-accused Coron Espinosa and alleged drug dealer Marcelo Adorco. The panel told the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group to submit comment on Lim's motion to conduct a separate preliminary investigation on the illegal drug raps filed against him and his co-respondents on April 17. Lim's lawyers were likewise given until April 23 to file their reply to the PNP comment. The PNP was supposed to submit their evidence but manifested that they be given more time. The camp of Lim had already filed a motion which sought to uphold the resolution that dismissed the drug complaint due to weak evidence before the Office of the Secretary of Justice. The lawyer stressed that the reopening of the case indicates bias and prejudice against Lim. The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency dismantled a secret laboratory used in manufacturing shabu and ecstasy in Batangas. Joint elements of PDEA, police, and the military arrested 2 Chinese chemists and their 3 Filipino cohorts through a search warrant in Hingosa Farm, Barangay Santo Niño, Ibaan. Also recovered during the operation were large amounts of chemicals used in the manufacture of shabu and the party drug ecstasy. Authorities nabbed another chemist and a Filipino driver in Lipa, Batangas. In a follow-up operation, police arrested Shi Jiangsheng, the organizer and handler of the arrested chemists, and seized 500 grams of suspected shabu worth 2.5 million pesos. The operations resulted from the revitalized cooperation and collaboration between Chinese and Philippine drug law enforcers following President Duterte's state visit to China in October 2016. Still to come, the LTFRB orders Grab to explain its allegedly hidden 2 pesos per minute transport charge. Police arrest 18 suspects in anti-illegal drug operations in Cebu. These and more when the PNA Newsroom continues.
Waranto petition.
Boracay environmental violation.
Tax reform for acceleration and inclusion of trade.
Originally, yung 25 plus 5 na yan, inadapt yan ng LGU doon sa original na Master Development Plan na ginawa ng Department of Tourism way back in the late 80s, early 90s. So inadapt yan ng Sangguniang Bayan ng Malay. At after that, yan ang ginagamit natin na easement purposes mula sa beach. Ang tawag natin dyan, 25 plus 5, no? At yung area na covered nun, ang tawag natin doon no build zone. Ibig sabihin, no temporary or permanent structures are allowed in that area. 25, yung easement, plus 5. Ang plus 5, marami nagtataka niya bakit may plus 5. Yung plus 5 na yun yung beach path natin dyan sa beachfront. Yung nakikita natin yung dinadaanan ng mga tao. It runs from Station 3, Angol, up to Station 1. No? Hanggang doon sa tutumbok yun sa property ng mga Elizalde. And then doon siya nag-stop. So yung 25 plus 5 is simply the no-build zone. At yung 25, yun ang easement, plus merong 5 meters na inallocate para naman sa beach path. Dito lang. Kasi iba yung requirements ng law natin sa mga easement. Yung 25 plus 5 purposely para lang dito yan sa Boracay. Ang basis niyan ay yung mean high water mark. Ang mean high water mark, to explain, no, ito yung average ng lowest high tide, tapos yung highest high tide of the year, tapos yung yung average, yun yung mean high water mark. Kung tayo magsusukat mula doon, papasok nung 25 tsaka yung plus 5. So una mo nang sinusukat dyan, yung 25, and then magsusukat ng another 5 meters, at yun na yung yung area na mag-uumpisa yung building mo, nandun na. So pwede ka na mag-build doon. Yung mga nagbabiolate doon na structures of any kind, it could be temporary or it could be permanent, tinatanggal natin yun. So pag permanent yun, yun na, talaga yun, mas maano na removal yun. Pero as of this time, halos kukunti na lang ang natin dyan eh. Hindi na katulad dati na medyo marami-rami pa. Ang usually ngayon, ang marami dyan, mga temporary structures. Nitong last month, nag-clearing tayo, tinanggal na natin yung mga temporary structures na yon. So, yung magiging problema na lang natin, yung mga permanent na structures, at ito naman ang paplanuhan natin kung paano tatanggalin. Unang-una, ang ginagawa natin, ini-encourage natin kung sino man yung may violation, na sila na lang mismo ang magtanggal. Pero kung hindi nila tatanggalin yun within the specified period na bibigay natin sa kanila, then what will happen is that tayo yung maggigiba o magdi-demolish ng structure.
The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board has ordered Grab Philippines to explain the extra 2 pesos per minute that it charges passengers. The 2 peso charge is reportedly on top of its flag-down rate of 40 pesos with an additional 10 to 14 pesos per kilometer traveled. The LTFRB gave mytaxi.ph, the registered owner of Grab, 5 days to explain why its accreditation should not be suspended or canceled for imposing the charge without the board's approval. Puwersa ng Bayaning Atleta Party List Representative Jericho Nograles accused Grab of imposing illegal charges on its customers. Nograles alleged that the ride-sharing company has collected some 1.8 billion pesos in illegal charges during the past 5 months alone. Grab said the per-minute charge was integrated to the existing per-kilometer charge. San Miguel Corporation assured all employees of the Boracay Airport that they will keep their jobs and receive full pay throughout Boracay's 6-month closure. SMC President and COO Ramon Ang said the company will ensure that airport employees will have a steady source of income. Ang said the company would offer workers a chance to make good use of their time by helping in the government's clean-up program. To facilitate and hasten rehabilitation efforts in Boracay, Ang also volunteered the company's dredging equipment, backhoes, and barges for use by the government in the cleanup of the island. The company said it would use the closure period as an opportunity to upgrade the airport's green features. The closure would allow the company to further plan out how to turn Boracay Airport into a green gateway and augment efforts to turn the island into a sustainable tourist destination. SMC, through its subsidiary Transair Holdings Corporation, holds the concession to operate Boracay Airport. 18 drug suspects were arrested in separate buy-bust operations in parts of Cebu on Wednesday. Reports reaching the Cebu Provincial Police Office said 9 suspects were caught in Danao City, 6 in Lapu-Lapu City, and 3 in Córdoba town. In Danao, police arrested Ted Albert Pantoja and his 17-year-old sister while selling drugs to 2 others. Seized from their possession were 5 medium-sized packs of shabu, 2 sachets of drugs, and cash. Vivian Cosares and her 19-year-old cohort were also arrested together with 3 others while engaged in a pot session. Recovered from Cosares and the group were 6 medium packs and 9 sachets of shabu along with drug paraphernalia. In Córdoba, authorities seized 13 small packs of shabu from suspected drug pusher Maria Lita Lumangkas, 6 from Brian Enoch, and 8 from Wendell Tiro in separate operations. 6 others who were also arrested in Lapu-Lapu yielded assorted sachets of shabu. The Department of Health reports 2 laboratory-confirmed cases of measles in Cebu. Dr. Shelby Blanco, coordinator of Health Emergency Management Staff, said 18 other cases are still being confirmed. DOH Region 7 is coordinating with 9 affected cities and towns in Cebu to prevent a possible outbreak. Areas with at least 1 laboratory-confirmed case will be placed on blue alert, while those with 3 cases will be under red alert. Parents are advised to avail of measles vaccines to protect their children. Local fishermen have rescued an Indonesian national who was stranded off the waters of Tawi-Tawi for 23 days. Westmincom spokesperson Captain Joan Petinglay identified the Indonesian as Ernest Fitter. Fitter was found last Monday while drifting on board his houseboat off the coast of Sinumil. The Indonesian said his houseboat was carried off by strong winds last March 19 until he was left in the middle of the sea. The PNP turned over the Indonesian to Task Force Tawi-Tawi, who will then coordinate with Interpol and the Indonesian Border Crossing Station. Authorities are still verifying the identity and background of the Indonesian. Up next, Presidential Assistant Bongo calls on OFWs to support the administration's programs. Quezon Province promotes its culinary heritage to boost tourism. These and more when the PNA Newsroom returns.
Quo warranto petition.
Braca environmental violation.
Tax reform for acceleration and inclusion of trade.
There are countless benefits to the new K-12 basic education program, but revising the Philippine education curriculum brings some challenges. With students taking an extra 2 years in senior high school, colleges and universities will have less enrollees, leading to less teaching load and less income for teachers and staff. The college curriculum will also have to be updated for a smoother learning transition for students. The Commission on Higher Education is tasked to support faculty and public and private higher education institutions, harmonize curricula and ensure college readiness, and conduct teacher training with the Department of Education. Through the K-12 transition program, support interventions have been designed to help prevent teachers and staff from losing their jobs and upgrade their skills and qualifications during the transition period, with the aim of increasing the number of college faculty with graduate degrees from 50% in 2015 to 70% in 2021. Local scholarships for graduate studies provide for master's and doctoral degrees, plus grants for thesis and dissertation in the country's top institutions. While the scholarships for graduate studies abroad are for graduate degrees in the best universities in the world through partnerships with several scholarship awarding organizations and institutions. To ensure the relevance of curriculum and instruction, sectoral engagement grants allow educators to update their knowledge and share their expertise with industry, civil society organizations, and government partners. Support programs are also offered to academic institutions. The Institutional Development and Innovation Grants provide funding to drive universities and colleges towards internationalization. Dare2 grants provide college faculty and staff the opportunity to participate and contribute in inventive and high-impact research work. While the Salika grants support the production and sharing of creative output and knowledge to promote Philippine culture and the arts in higher education. To harmonize curricula, grants for continuing professional education enable institutions to create and apply research for the improvement of instruction in higher education through interventions such as training and materials development. The Teach Together program supports the implementation of senior high school and ensures the college readiness of students. Teaching guides have also been developed alongside the rollout of teacher trainings to prepare senior high school teachers for the new basic education curriculum. With the CHED K-12 transition program, we are deepening the impact of our educational reforms to develop stronger faculty and staff and stronger institutions to enhance the quality of higher education in the country. Join us in investing in the future of Philippine higher education.
Special Assistant to the President Bongo called on overseas Filipino workers in Hong Kong to support the programs of the Duterte administration. Secretary Go met with members of the Filipino community at the Regal Oriental Hotel in Kowloon City. President Rodrigo Duterte conducted a working visit in Hong Kong after participating at the Bao Forum for Asia in Hainan, China. Go urged OFWs to help the president and the government in implementing the agenda to fight illegal drugs, crime, and corruption. He also vowed that the government is always prepared to assist Filipinos working abroad. The Supreme Court is set to release the results of 2017 bar exams on April 26. SC spokesperson Theodore Tess said the magistrates would hold a special session in Manila after their annual summer sessions in Baguio City this month to deliberate on the results of the exams. 2017 Bar Exams Committee Chair Justice Lucas Bersamin will then officially announce the results. He added that names of successful examinees would be flashed on screen at the SC quadrangle and could also be viewed at the High Court's website. During the 2017 bar examinations, other 7,000 law students took the country's 117th bar examinations held on 4 Sundays of November at the University of Santo Tomas in Manila. The Philippines won its third gold medal at the conclusion of the 2018 Asia Cup Stage 2 archery competition at the Rizal Memorial Baseball Stadium. Paul Marton de la Cruz and Amaya Amparo Cojuangco topped the mixed team compound event, besting top seeds Lin Che Wei and Lin Ming Ching of Chinese Taipei in the finals. India's Mrilal Anil and Aman Saini defeated China's Chen Na and Huang Wei for the bronze medal. The mixed team gold medal was a third for De La Cruz, who also ruled the individual qualification and Olympic rounds. He won the silver in the compound team with Joseph Vicencio and Earl Benjamin Yap. Chinese Taipei won a total of 7 gold medals. The 16-member Taiwanese squad also collected 5 silvers. South Korea has 2 golds and 4 silvers. The first leg of the Asia Cup was held in Bangkok, Thailand from March 2 to 9. Chinese Taipei will host a third and final leg from July 9 to 12. Quezon Province successfully held its 6th culinary festival featuring the province's food culture. Local officials and experts aim to promote Quezon as a tourist destination through its culinary heritage. Here's our report.
Officials and culinary experts in Quezon Province vowed to intensify culinary heritage as part of their tourism showcase following the successful staging of the 6th Quezon Culinaria or Quezonaria earlier this month. The culinary festival and cooking challenge themed Modernizing the Classics, What's Old is New Again, were staged by the Tourism Organization of Quezon Province, Philippines Incorporated, and the provincial government to showcase the province's famous delicacies. TOQ-PPI President Chef A.R. Jose Ranido vows to sustain the festival to boost tourism in Quezon, which he called one of the culinary capitals of the South. Quezon Province joins the month-long culinary festivals across the country in observance of April as the Philippine Food Month, in support of the Department of Tourism's program showcasing flavors of the Philippines as a tourism strategy. 6 culinary schools participated in the event through the assistance of professional waiters and chefs from private food establishments in the province. Meanwhile, Quezon Governor David Suarez has assured the support and assistance of the provincial government to continue the culinary events. Suarez said that the cooperation and collaboration among government and private sector and various stakeholders could scale up culinary tourism of the province. For the PNA Newsroom, I'm Abs Abando.
Let's now check out the weather forecast for Metro Manila and the rest of the country. Before we go, just a couple of reminders. First, April 14 is the deadline for the filing of certificates of candidacy for aspirants in the 2018 Barangay and SK elections. Second, the deadline for the filing of income taxes is on Monday. Let's take another look at today's stories. President Duterte issues a long-awaited apology to China over the 2010 Manila hostage crisis. The Presidential Electoral Tribunal threatens the Marcos and Robredo camps with contempt charges for violating the recount gag order. The LTFRB orders Grab to explain its allegedly hidden 2 pesos per minute transport charge. And Presidential Assistant Christopher Bongo calls on OFWs to support the administration's programs. Thank you for watching another edition of the PNA Newsroom. To check out these and other stories, visit the PNA website or follow the Philippine News Agency on Facebook and Twitter. For more stories about the government and how it serves the Filipinos, look for these hashtags in all of our social media platforms and websites. Next week, Pros and Cons by Yusek Joel Edco will premiere on Friday, April 20th, so stay tuned for that. And that's your daily dose of news and information from the PNA Newsroom. I'm Pia Rosas Morato. Have a great weekend.